महोदय प्रारभामहे। दृश्यते
आम्
खलु?
आम् दृश्यते सम्यक्।
विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदकप्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचरविनाशकरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नतशौर्यरमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्धराक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथिकरुणापयोनिधि आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। As you can imagine, I didn't prepare any slides. So, Adyatana Panchangam, Krodhinama Samvatsare, Uttarayane, Shishir Rutau, Maghamase, Krishna Pakshe, Tritiya Titihi, till about 1:22 p.m., followed by Chaturthi Titihi, Uttara Phalguni Nakshatram, till 3:09 p.m., followed by Hasta Nakshatram, Dhruti Yoga till 9:36 p.m., followed by Shula Yoga, Vishtikaranam, again coinciding with the ending of the Tritiya Tithi, till about 1:22 p.m., followed by Bhavakaranam, till almost 2:31 a.m., followed by Balavakaranam. Sarvebhyah Suprabhatam. I think last time we completed 74th Sarga, correct? Where Bharata was very, very angry on his mother and he, calls her all, finds fault with her in doing all that wrong. And then he falls down. Yatha shakraha ketudhvajaha, shakrasya ketudhvajaha patitaha. Tatha he also fell down just like Indra's dhvaja will, if it falls down in a similar manner, such a great Bharata, who is like dhvaja for Rama. So that's the simile given there. Such Bharata also fell off like that Ketudhvaja. And so, atha पञ्चसप्ततितमः सर्गः
अथ पञ्चसप्ततिमः सर्गः
भरतशपथः
शपथः
दीर्घकालात् समुत्थाय
दीर्घकालात् समुत्थाय
संज्ञां लब्ध्वा च वीर्यवान्
संज्ञा लब्ध्वा च वीर्यवान्
नेत्राभ्यामश्रुपूर्णाभ्यां
नेत्राभ्यामश्रुपूर्णाभ्यां
दीनाम् उद्वीक्ष्य मातरम्
दीनामुद्वीक्ष्य मातरम्.
So दीर्घकालात् समुत्थाय, दीर्घकालात् संज्ञां लब्ध्वा. Sanya is identification. That means senses. So he fell off into he lost consciousness like that. Murcham patitaha. From that he came back he woke up from that unconscious state, or from he got his senses back. Sanyam labdva cha viryavan dirgha kalat, after a long while. That means he fell off for a while, for a considerable. That dirgha kala could mean few minutes, but few minutes of unconsciousness also is a big thing. So dirgha kalat samuthaya, after a long while, by getting up from after regaining his consciousness, sanyam chalabdva viryavan netrabhyam ashrupurnabhyam, with the eyes crying. Netrabhyam ashrupurnabhyam dinam mataram samudvikshya, by looking at the mother who dinam, who also seemed like, why did I make Bharata cry like this? Did I do anything wrong? Like that. Dinam Ashrupurnabhyam Netrabhyam Dinam Mataram Udvikshya, by looking at her. And then the sloka continues. Somatya Madhye Bharataha
सोमात्य मध्ये भरतः
Jananim Abhyakutsayat.
जननीम् अभ्यकुत्सयत्.
So that's where actually the sloka ends. I should have read the one
Ah,
and a half slokas together like that.
yes.
So Saha Amatya Madhye, among the ministers, because they were also there around him, amidst the group of ministers. Amatya Madhye Bharataha Jananim Abhi Akutsayat. Akutsayat is sort of, shouted back at her, or what do you call, vented out, or promised, or spoke aloud amidst all the ministers. That means while the ministers were listening, that means he's making an official statements now. So far it was emotional, but now he's making official statements. What did he say? Rajyam na kamaye jatu,
राज्यं न कामये जातु,
mantraye napi mataram,
मन्त्रये नापि मातरम्,
abhishekam na janami,
अभिषेकं न जानामि,
yo bhut rajnya samikshitaha,
यो भूद्राज्ञा समीक्षितः,
viprakrishte hyaham deshe,
विप्रकृष्टे हि हम देशे, शत्रुघ्नो
viprakrishte hyaham
कृष्ण विप्रकृष्टे हि
deshe,
अहम देशे,
Shatrugna Sahito Vasam.
शत्रुघ्न सहितो वसम्.
So he's saying, what did his first opening statement was, by the way, ministers, please, all of you are listening, right? He's addressing the public there. Rajyam na kamaye. I had no wish or desire for the political authority of the state. Rajyam na kamaye. Jatu, may that be known. Mantraye napi mataram. In fact, I didn't even consult my mother. Mantranam means consultation or counseling. Mantri is to counsel, one who mananat trayate iti mantraha. Mananam trapayati iti mantri. So he gives you that counseling, that advises, that advises and all is mantri. So mantranam is the verb, is the action there. So na mantraye, the verb is mantri. Na mantraye, no. Na mantraye api mataram. I didn't even discuss this with my mother. So I had no wish, nor did I ever discuss this with my mother. Mantraye api mataram. Abhishekam na janami. I don't even know about the Abhisheka, that it was happening for Rama, nor was it later decided to be done for me. Abhishekam na janami yaha rajnya samikshitaha abhut. While the king was noticing, or in front of the king, whatever happened, yaha abhut, whatever happened, all the original decision and the later changes that happened while Raja was uh, observing, was noticing it. Whatever has happened, I was not aware of it. Why? And the evidence is, he's quoting, Viprakrishte hi aham deshe. I was away from this land. Viprakrishtaha. I was far, far away. I was sent away. I was not near. Prakrishtaha is close by. Next door room is adjacent room is Prakrishtaha. Nearby. Viprakrishtaha. I was very, very far away. Aham deshe. In a different land, in a different nation, in fact. And what? The other evidence is Shatrughna Sahitaha. Along with Shatrughna, not just by myself. If I say, then you might say, oh, no, 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 you said you are going out somewhere, but you were here. But I have another evidence. I went along with Shatrughna Sahitaha. Avasam. I stayed. I stayed in a different land far away from here. And so I am not evidence to any of this that has happened here. And so, believe me, I had no desire for this Rajya, nor did I discuss with my mother, nor am I aware of whatever has happened because I have not stayed here. Vanavasam na janami. And so, what all did happen? Yaha Rajnya samikshitaha bhut. What was that Yaha? He is explaining all those events. Vanavasam na janami.
वनवासं न जानामि
Ramasyaham mahatmanaha.
रामस्याहं महात्मनः
Vivasanam va saumitrehe.
विवासनं वा सौमित्रेः
सीतायाश्च यथा भवत्
सीतायाश्च यदा भवत्
तथैव क्रोशतस्तस्य
तथैव क्रोशतस्तस्य
भरतस्य महात्मनः
भरतस्य महात्मनः
कौसल्या शब्दमाज्ञाय
कौसल्या शब्दमाज्ञाय
सुमित्रामिदमब्रवीत्.
सुमित्रामिदमब्रवीत्.
So then he said, Vanavasam na janami. I didn't even know that he was sent away on exile to the forests. Ramasya Mahatmanaha Aham Ram Mahatmanaha Ramasya Vanavasam na janami. I do not know about this exile of such a great noble Rama. Vivasanam va Saumitrehe, nor of sending away Saumitri. Sita yascha, nor of Sita, yatha abhavat, how it happened. Tathaiva, thus as Kroshataha. Kroshataha is fuming out, as Bharata was fuming out in indignity, saying, hey, no, I'm not aware of this, nor am I responsible for this, nor am I a party to it. Tathaiva kroshatastasya bharatasya mahatmanaha Kausalya shabdam ajnaya. Kausalya, having, sort of heard it or came to know of it, Sumitram idam abravit. She spoke this with Sumitra. What did she say? Agataha krura karyayaha.
आगतः क्रूरकार्याय
Kaikeya bharatasutaha.
केकय्या भरतः सुतः
Tamaham drashtumichhami.
तम् अहं द्रष्टुमिच्छामि
Bharatam dirghadarshinam.
भरतं दीर्घदर्शिनम्.
So that means till fifth shloka, it was happening in one place, in the main quarters of where Kaikeyi was there, amidst other ministers and all. Now the scene shifted to the other place, where Kausalya and Sumitra were there together, and Kausalya somehow came to know that Bharata also returned back. So she is telling him, Agataha, it seems he has arrived now. Who? Krurakaryayaha Kaikeyaha Sutaha Bharataha. Of that cruel cruel activities or cruel-minded Kaikeyi's son Bharataha arrived, it seems. Tamaham drashtumichhami. I would like to see him and check with him. Hey, why did you do this to my son? I want to tamaham drashtumichhami. Bharatam dirghadarshinam. I mean, she had respect for him, that he is a long-term missionary. So did he have a plan already on this? A long-term plan that he has planned without my knowledge, without my son's, awareness, all of that. Eva muktva sumitram sa
एव मुक्त्वा सुमित्रां
vivarna malina krisha
विवर्णा मलिना कुशा
pratasthe bharatah yatra.
ततस्ते भरतः यत्र
वेपमाना विचेतना.
वेपमाना विचेतना.
So, evamuktva, by saying thus, like that, Sumitram, evam Suvitram uktva, by saying thus, this one sentence to Sumitra, sa vivarana, I mean, colorless. That means, absolutely no feelings, no emotions, lifeless almost. Vivarana, malina. That means she didn't even take care of her makeup and all. Normally, queens and all, they will be well uh, made up always. They take care of their themselves always, right? In dress, in appearance and all. So, Malina, Vivarana, and Krusha. That means for several days, now she did not even have food properly. So she lost all her weight, thinned down. Krusha. Such Kausalya, having spoken thus to Sumitra, Bharataha yatra pratasthe, she started moving towards where Bharata is. Pratasthe means prasthanam kritavati pratasthe. That means she left for the place where Bharata is. Vepamana, trembling. She was with a trembling body. Vichetana, with lost consciousness or lost focus, lost mind. In a mindless, in a weak minded state, she left to meet Bharata where he is. Satu Ramanujaschapi.
स तु रामानुजश्चापि
शत्रुघ्नसहितस्तदा
शत्रुघ्नः सहितस्तदा
प्रतस्ते प्रतस्ते भरतः यत्र
प्रतस्थे भरतः यत्र
कौसल्याया निवेशनम्.
कौसल्याया निवेशनम्.
If you see, prataste bharatah yatra. Here, she went to where Pratastha was, Bharata was. And here also similarly, Sahatu Ramanujaha. First time we saw Ramanuja word used for Bharata. Raghava was used for everyone so far. Normally we know Ramanuja used only for Lakshmana. But here Valmiki used it for Bharata also. Ramanujaha api Shatrughna Sahitaha. Along with Shatrughna, Tada, then Bharataha, Ramanujaha, Bharataha, Shatrughna Sahitaha, Saha, Tadatu, Yatra Kausalyayaha Niveshanam Tatra Pratasthe. He also went to that area where Kausalya stayed. So, Kausalya moved to where Bharata stays. Bharata went to where Kausalya stays. So that means both of them coincidentally wanted to see each other, and Bharata wanted to, seek apologies, and Kausalya wanted to know the state of affairs. Tata Shatrughna Bharatau
ततः शत्रुघ्न भरतो
Kausalyam Prekshya Dukhitau
कौशल्यां प्रेक्ष्य दुःखितो
Paryashvajetam Dukhartam
पर्यश्वजेतां दुःखार्तां
Patitam Nashtachetanam.
पतितां नष्टचेतनां.
So Tataha, as they went like that, they finally met each other somewhere in one of the office rooms or one of the residence rooms. Tataha, then Shatrughna Bharatau, Shatrughna and Bharata, Kausalyam Prekshya, by looking at Kausalya, Dukhitau, both of them were so, what do you say, worried and crying. Dukhitau, Paryashvajetam, they went to hug her or hold her, in fact. Why? Because Patitam Nashtachetanam, she was already Vepamana, Vichetana, and as soon as she got sight of Bharata, she fell off. So they went in a hurry to hold her. Dukkhartam Nashtachetanam Patitam Paryashvajetam. Both of them, it's in Dvivachana verb. So both of them went and they tried to hold her and, hold her from falling down. Rudantau rudatim dukkhat
उदन्तौ रुदतीं दुःखात्
samityaryam manasvinim
समेत्यार्यां मनस्विनीं
bharatam pratyuvachedam
भरतं प्रत्युवाचेदं
kausalya vrushadukhita.
कौसल्या वृषदुःखिता.
So, Rudantau, both of them, Rudatim unto that crying, Dukkhat Sametya, out of all that pain as she was crying, these two also were crying, and they Manasvinim, Rudatim, Kausalyam. Rudatim Manasvinim Dukkhat Sametya, by holding her, by sort of by beating her, holding her, having her seat her. After that, Kausalya Brushadukkhita, Kausalya, who was deeply crying, Bharatam idam pratyuvacha. Kausalya then started speaking this to Bharata. Idam te rajyakamasya
इदं ते राज्यकामस्य
Rajyam praptam akantakam
राज्यं प्राप्तम् अकण्टकं
sampraptam bata kaikeya
सम्प्राप्तं बत केकेय
shighram krurena karmana.
शीघ्रं क्रूरेण कर्मणा.
So, idam te rajyakamasya rajyam akantakam praptam. So she thought he is rajyakamaha. So Bharata was desiring for the rajya. Oh, by the way, you were desiring for this rajya, and akantakam rajyam praptam, without any trouble, without any, akantakam is thorn. That means without any hindrance, without any trouble, without any difficulty. Very easily you obtained the rajya, you fulfilled your wish, your desire of obtaining this rajyam. Sampraptam, you have obtained it, na? Bata Kaikeyaha Shighra Kaikeyaha Krurena Karmana Shighram Sampraptam. And how did you obtain it so easily? Because of your mother's horrible, horrific, cruel act of cooping. In a way, this is a coup of cooing the state away from my son's right. And then not only that, Prasthapya Chiravasanam.
प्रस्थाप्य चीरवसनं
Putram me vanavasinam.
पुत्रं मे वनवासिनं
Kaikeyi kam gunam tatra.
कैकेयीकं गुणं तत्र
Pashyati kruradarshini.
पश्यति क्रूरदर्शिनी.
So, me putram chiravasanam vanavasinam prasthapya. Not only that, she obtained her state. In addition to that, she has sent away my son to the forest, vanavasinam. She made him a resident of the forest now. Forest, not a resident of the city, not a resident of the state, mainland. She sent him exile into the forests. And that too, chiravasanam, in most, what do you call it, dejected dresses. Kaikeyi kam gunam tatra pashyati. Are, what benefit did she see in doing this action also? Krura Darshini, except her ill, cruel vision, there is no other reason, there is no other benefit that she can see in doing this. Kshipram mamapi kaikeyi
क्षिप्रं मामपि कैकेयी
prasthapayitum
प्रस्थापयितुमर्हति.
hiranyanabho yatraste
हिरण्यनाभो यत्रास्ते
Sutah me sumahayashaha.
सतः मे समहायशाः.
So Kaikeyi Kshipram mam prastapayitum arhati. Hey, please send me away also quickly. Prasthapayitum. Let me also depart. Please arrange for my departure also. To where yatra me sutaha hiranyanabhaha me sutaha. Where my son, who is hiranyanabhaha. Hiranyanabhaha is golden, what do you say, belly. Golden belly means Vishnu. In a way, actually, it's Vishnu. Garbhaha. Hiranyagarbha is also sun, but also the sun's primary source, which is Paramatma, Vishnu. So Hiranyanabhaha, she's realized her son's greatness. And so she's saying Sumahayashaha. He's already, Yashaha is repute. Mahayashaha, well reputed. Sumahayashaha, very well reputed, with great fame and name. And hence he is Hiranyanabhaha. Such my son, me sutaha, yatra aste, wherever he is staying, tatra me prapayatum arhati. Can you please, send me there? Athava, otherwise, athava swayamevaham
अथवा स्वयमेवाहं
Sumitra anuchara sukham
सुमित्र अनुचरा सुखम्
agnihotram paraskritya
अग्निहोत्रं पुरस्कृत्य
prasthasye yatra raghavaha.
प्रस्थास्ये यत्र राघवः.
So because you are the queen now, Queen Mother, I'm trying to ask you for help, for a favor, to send me. Can you do me a favor to send me away, to arrange for my departure to where my son stays? Well, if you don't care about it, athava swayameva aham, I myself shall prasthasye, I shall depart. Sukham, happily, I shall depart happily, I shall leave all this and go away very happily. Yatra Sumitra Anucharaha, along with the Sumitra, I shall go with Sumitra also. Agnihotram Paraskritya, this is a very, very important line. If Vikramji is here, he's not there, he's into all this research of quoting that ancient scriptures against all the misconceptions that we have. So that means even women used to do Agnihotra, Agnikaryam. Women used to do Sandhyavandanam and all. Just the procedures will be different. Mantras can be different, just as it is different for different peoples of different classes in the society or different professions in the society or different attitudes or aptitudes in the society. But everyone used to do that, is what we can understand this. She herself is saying, otherwise, I, along with Sumitra, happily go where Raghava is, carrying Agnihotram. That means I'm going for long. If it is for 1 or 2 days, that's okay. I can give it to somebody else to take care of it. But if it is for long, then I have to carry it myself and take care of the Agnihotra so that it is lighting continuously. So Agnihotram puraskritya prasthasye yatra Raghavaha kamam va swayamevadya
कामं वा स्वयमेवाद्य
tatra mam netumarhasi
तत्र मां नेतुमर्हसि
yatrasau purusha vyagraha
यत्रासौ पुरुषव्याघ्रः
tat putro me tapyate tapaha.
पुत्रो मे तप्यते तपः.
And she's also giving another kamam va swayameva adya tatra mam netumarhasi. If at all you wish to do me any favor, then swayameva, you yourself, mam netumarhasi, if you don't trust me or if you have any goodwill anymore for me or Rama, then swayameva adya mam netumarhasi tatra. You can carry me or you can take me there. Yatra asau purusha vyagraha me putraha. Where lion of the tiger of the men, my son, me putraha, tapaha tapyate, where he is doing this tapascharya of controlling himself and adjusting himself to live the forest life. Yatra me putraha purusha vyagraha tapaha tapyate. Idam hi tava vistirnam
इदं हि तव विस्तीर्णं
dhanadhanya samachitam
धनधान्यसमाचितं
hastyashvaratha sampurnam
अस्त्यश्वरथसम्पूर्णं
rajyam niryatitam taya.
राज्यं निर्यातितं तथा
Taya.
तया तया
Just give me a second. Idam hi tava vistirnam. Anyway, this land is now this, you have this whole state. Vistirnam, very vast state. And dhanadhanya samachitam, which is uh, abundant, rich, affluent with wealth and food. Dhanadhanya samachitam. And hasti ashva ratha sampurnam, with all the forces of mobile, quick running horses and heavy, high, tall elephants and powerful machine operated chariots, ratha sampurnam rajyam niryatitam taya, which is given away or taken away. I mean, taya niryatitam, by her, given away, which means, uh, that forest and all is anyway not yours. So please let me go there. Ityadi bahubhir vakyaihi
इत्यादि बहुभिः वाक्यैः
kruraihi samvarthito nagha
क्रूरे संभर्त्सितो नगः
vivyathe bharatastivram
विव्यथे भरतत्रिवं
vrane tudyeva suchina.
व्रणे तुद्येव शुचिना.
So, ityadi bahubhihi vakyaihi. She actually spoke all this to Bharata, saying, sort of pointing it to Kaikeyi, but she was talking all this to Bharata. So, ityadi bahubhihi kruraihi vakyaihi. Not only these, she spoke a lot more, but Valmiki didn't record all of that. All of these such harsh statements, as if Bharata and Kaikeyi together did this. So, kruraihi vakyaihi sambhartsitaha. Sambhartsitaha is pierced, mm, pierced thoroughly all around. Anaghaha, even though he's actually a sinless fellow. Anaghaha. Vivyathe. Vivyathe is uh, Vivyathaha is
Feel
hurt.
hurted,
Vyatha is
hurted,
pained. Huh?
hurted.
Hurted. Vyatha is pain, hurt. Vivyathe, he was hurt. Bharataha was hurt. Tivram, very intensely. How? Vrane tudya iva suchina. Already he had wound. On that, if you take another needle and you try to pierce it in the name of sutures or any other stitches, etc. But already wound is hurt. Over that, if you are piercing with needles further, imagine the pain. Bharata was in such state of helpless. He is not at all a party to it. He is sinless, but he had to hear all of this. One more minute. I think my battery is running out of charge. Let me charge it quickly. Plug it in quickly. పవర్ ఇది పెట్టడానికి ఏమైనా ఉందండి ప్లగ్? So after hurt like that, then what happens naturally? Papata charanau tasyaha
चरणौ तस्याः
tada sambhranta chetanaha
तदा सम्भ्रान्तचेतनः
vilapya bahudha sanyo
विलप्य बहुधा संज्ञो
labdha sanyastata sthitah.
लब्धसंज्ञस्ततस्ततः
So then, by listening to all this, he was crying. Bahudha vilapya, he cried over and over and over. And papata charanau tasyaha, he first fell on her feet. Ma, what are you saying, mother? I am not. So, and so he went on crying, crying, crying. So charanau tasyaha charanau tada papata sambhranta chetanaha, having lost all his senses, meaning he's unable to reconcile with the current allegations on him, and how to address. Now, where do I start? How do I tell them that I am not party to all of this? So, Sambhranta Chetanaha, Bahudha Vilapya, Asanyaha. He didn't have his consciousness. Asanyaha, Labdha Sanyaha. After that, he slowly got his consciousness back. Labdha Sanyaha, Tataha, then Sthitaha, then he stood up. And Evam Vilapamanam Tam
एवं विलवमानां तां
Bharatah Pranjalistada
भरतः प्राञ्जलिस्तदा
Kausalyam Pratyuvachedam
कौसल्यां प्रत्युवाचेदं
Shokaihi Bahubhiravritam.
शोकैः बहुभिर्वृतम्.
So Evam Vilapamanam Tam. And she was also crying. Kausalya also was crying. So he then Pranjalihi in a Namaskara Pranjali Mudra Tada Bharataha Evam Vilapamanam Tam. Thus that Kausalya, who herself is lamenting and crying and worrying about all that has happened, and with her wrong misunderstandings on Bharata, unto her Kausalyam Shokaihi Bahubhihi Avrutam, that too filled with worries all around, from all corners, from all points of view. That Kausalyam Bharataha idam pratyuvacha. He then responded back this to Kausalya. From here onwards, the next several shlokas is a great set of shlokas where he makes shapath, that means where he makes vows, saying, Mother, if I had done this consciously, may that sin, may the result of that sin, may the punishment results of that action, and he quotes several such actions, may affect me. That means if I have not done, had I done this action consciously, then whatever is the result of sin 1 may affect me. Whatever is the result of sin 2 may affect me. Whatever is the result of sin 3 may affect me. And so on he goes. In each shloka, sin 1, sin 2, sin 3, sin 4, like that. So he starts that. Let's see how long we can do. Arye kasmad janantam
आर्ये कस्मात् अजानन्तम्
garhase mam kilbisham
गर्हसे माम किल्बिषम्
vipulam cha mama pritim
विपुलां च मम प्रीतिम्
sthiram janasi raghave.
स्थिरां जानासि राघवे
Arye, O noble mother, kasmat, out for what reason? How are you able to? Mam, akil bisham. Kilbisham is, one who is, let's say, wrong, one who makes a
wrongdoer
plot, etc. Right? Strategies, plot, etc. Akil bisham. I'm not such a bad guy. You know me. Ajanantam, without knowing me, without knowing that I am a Kilbisha, how are you, Mam Garhase? How are you making these allegations on me? How are you vilifying me? That to what? Mama Raghave, Mama Vipulam Sthiram Pritim Cha Janasi. You already know my extreme, stable, vast love in Raghava, for Raghava. You know my love. I'm a fan of Rama. You know it. I always used to want to be with him. Knowing this, how did you make all these allegations on me, mother? Ajanantam, without knowing. You have made all these allegations improperly, without knowing the facts. Kruta Shastranuga Buddhi.
कृता शास्त्रानुगा बुद्धि
Mabhutasya Kadachana.
मा भूतस्य कदाचन
Satyasandhas Satam Sreshtha.
सत्यसन्धः सतां श्रेष्ठ
Yasyaryo Gataha.
यस्य आर्यो अनुमते गतः.
So here onwards, the shlokas end with this last mahuta. Yasyaryo numate gataha. Yasya aryaha anumate gataha. If at all that Arya Rama anumate gataha, if he went in my permission, that means if I was aware of it, if I was a party to it, then may this happen to me, he says. Kruta shastranuga buddhihi. I made my mind, if my mind was made in Shastra Anuga. Anugachati is follows. Following the Shastra, I make my mind always. I make my decisions following the Shastra. Mabhut tasya kadachana. May it never happen without following Shastra. And in that, Satyasandhaha, that one who holds truth, who holds reality with him always. Satam Sreshtaha, best of the best, excellent of the good people. Sat is reality, truthful people. Satam, Shashti Bahuvachanam, of the best of the truthful people, best of the truthful people, such Rama who holds the reality with him, Satyasandhaha, Yasya Aryaha Anumate Gataha. If he at all he went because of me, then may all this happen to me. What are they? He starts quoting. Preshyam papiyasam yatu.
Preshyam papiyasam yatu.
Suryam cha prati mehatu.
Suryam cha prati mehutu.
Hantu padena gam suptam.
Hantu padena gam suptam.
Yasyaryo numate gataha.
Yassaryo anumate gataha.
So, Preshyam papiyasam yatu. Preshya is, let's say, a messenger, which means a servant. If a servant or, so Preshyam papiyasam yatu. A servant is always supposed to be a loyal servant or a worker, let us say, an employee, a worker, a staff member, a partner, whatever. He has to be always loyal and be good to the contract or to the protocol. Papiyasam yatu. If he happens to be a sinner, If a loyal, obedient worker is one who is expected to be loyal, if he becomes a sinner, one first condition. Two, Suryam cha pratimehatu. Normally, and this is a very, very important one, and I always worry, damn thing in our America, as per Vastu Shastra, and that is also quoted in Ramayana, toilets, both urinals and the toilets, they should never be facing east-west direction. You should never be facing sun east and doing urinal or toilet activities. They should be north-south, preferably facing our back to the south and facing north, like that. Unfortunately, these guys don't know some of the toilets are like that, and I worry there. So, Suryam Pracha Prati Mehatu. Mehatu is excreting or urinating. So, second sin is if anyone is facing sun and doing the excretionary activity, that is a sin. And a third one is much further horrible, not horrible, terrific sin, terrifying sin. Suptam gam padena hantu. If a cow is sleeping, that too. If a cow is sleeping, you should go and slowly, if you want it to wake up, then you should go and slowly touch it without making it fear. And this was my experience in the last 4 days in Kashi there. In the Shrikant Joshi's home, which is a very traditional home. It's a Mandua style home. That means you enter and then there is a Mandua, there is a square Brahmasthanam, it is called. A square open rise all the way to the ceiling. It's a three-storied home. He built it for various rooms and accommodation and all. But all rooms, this central square area of about, let's say, 8 by 8 feet or 10 by 10 feet square is open all through. And, Brahma, Surya and all should come through it. And around it, you make your rooms. And so in this Brahmasthanam, on one corner is the mother cow and a calf there. And every day I would go there and I try to touch it. As soon as I touch it, it trembles. And knowingly I was touching it very softly. I was just putting my fingers. In spite of that, it would tremble like that because cow is a very sensitive animal, unlike several other animals. That is why we worship her. And my mother was telling also that my maternal grandfather, he had buffaloes and few cows also in his backyard because they were farmers cultivating land and all. And anytime it rains or it is cold, he would instruct my mamas, his sons, hey, go bring cow inside another warmer shed. Because buffalo can, bear any weathers. It is a thick-skinned animal. Cow is a very sensitive animal. It has to be protected. It gets cold quickly. It gets fear quickly. It's a very sensitive animal. And hence also we say, if we drink buffalo's milk, we also become thick-skinned people. But if we drink cow's milk, that too Deshi cow's milk, which is that real cow, then we also become sensitive beings. Then we'll be sensitive to the world. We won't try to hurt anyone. And parasparam rakshante sma, as it is said in the Vedas then. In the Satya Yuga, people used to protect each other because they were drinking cow's milk, and so they were sensitive to each other and protect each other. Anyway, so as I said, if it is lying down or standing, and if you just touch itself, if it is trembling, and if it was sleeping and you touch it, it will be so much disturbed, and that itself is a big sin. Add to that, if you hit it with your leg, padena hantu, if you in fact hit it so hard that it might get hurt or even die, suptam gam, what sin will that be? That sin may yatu, may that come to me, such sins. If Rama went away because of me, he's making all these bold vows now, saying, if I am the if I am the cause for it, may this sin happen to me. May that sin afflict me, he's saying. So first one is Preshyam papi yasam yatu, Suryam cha pratimehatu, Hantu padena gam suptam, yasyaryo numate gataha. 3 sins. Let's count. Karayatva mahat karma.
कारयित्वा महत्कर्म
Bharta bhrutyam
भर्ता भृत्युमनर्थकम्
Adharma yosya sosya.
अधर्मयोस्य सोऽस्य
So asyastu
सोऽस्य सोऽस्यास्तु
astu yasyaryo numate gataha.
यस्यार्यो नमते गतः
So next sin is the fourth sin, which is bharta. Bharta is again in our traditional or colloquial meaning, as we said always, is husband. But bharta need not be husband. Bharta is one who is bearing. That means owner, proprietor, landlord, let's say something like that, right? So, or our employer. So, bharta mahat karma karayitva. So, let's say he engages some employees. Then he says, oh, we have a big project. We are a startup. We are going to do a big project now. And we will definitely be successful. Okay. Let's work. Let's slog day and night, day and night. No weekends, no night even. And just keep working. We will make it. Finally, he sells it. He goes IPO public, makes a lot of money. Bhrutyam anarthakam karayitva. The Bhrutyas, who are his employees, the staff, and he makes them anarthakam. Anarthakam means he promised them artha, he promised them wealth, some purpose, some benefits, but he doesn't secure those benefits to him. Adharmaha yaha asya, saha asya astu. So that means if you promise somebody a pay, a wage, a salary, and if you don't give, that is a sin. We have to give. No matter what, we have to give. And the example is Harishchandra. I mean, in fact, Harishchandra was not even a Bhrutya karma, right? His was just a word, but he stuck to it because he realized it. He realized it is papam. And Bharata was also aware of it, and he's saying, so if I promise somebody that I'll pay, and I got the work done by him, I got the benefits, and I don't repay, that's a horrible sin. And such sin may afflict me. Fourth sin. Paripalayamanasya
परिपालयमानस्य
Rajnyo Bhutani Putravat
राज्ञो भूतानि पुत्रवत्
Tatastam Druhyatam Papam
ततस्तं दुह्यतां पापं
Yasyaryo Numate Gataha.
यशार्योऽनुमते गतः
So Paripalayamanasya Rajnyaha, of the king who is ruling. Paripalayamanaha, one who is ruling already continuous. Manaha, mat pratyaya, is one who is doing it. Paripalayamanaha, Shatru pratyaya, sorry. He is already ruling. Such a ruling king, Bhutani Putravat, all the beings, not just people. He is ruling the entire land, everything existing there like his own children. Putravat palayati, Putravat pal paripalay rag Bhutani Putravat paripalayamanasya rajnyaha tam druhyatam. Druhyatam means if these people themselves betray that king, whatever is that sin, tataha tam papam yasyaryamaneye gataha mam yatu, he's saying. I mean, this is a terrible sin. When you know that the king is doing good for you, you take all the benefits. Next term comes and you don't vote for him in the name of your religion or in the name of your other damn cheaters, betrayers. That is a sin. Our people should know. I mean, we are all in America, I'm in India, so I'm quoting the example of here. Taking all the benefits, direct benefits, directly coming into their banks without any intermediary money, commission-based suckers in between that used to be there for so many decades. In spite of that, you didn't vote. First of all, you didn't vote. That itself is a sin. Two, you didn't vote for him. You betrayed him. You voted for the other party. who are cheaters actually, who are looters actually, druhyatam tat papam. The sin of such people may afflict me, says Bharata. See the relevance of Ramayanam. And that is why yavat sthasyanti girayah salilascha mahitale tavat Ramayana gatha trishalokeshu pracharishyati. Promised. Certified Brahma. Right? That is the relevance. Even today we can see it. All these sins. Can we not count this? People, if they betray a good ruler, that sin will never leave them. They will face it. So paripalayamanasya rajñah bhutani putravat tatastam druhyatam papam yasyaryo anumati gataha. So how many? 5, right, so far? Then the other way. Now of the people he has quoted the sin. Now of the bad Congress rulers. Balishadbhagamudhrutya
बलिषड्भागमुद्धृत्य
nrupasyarakshata prajaha
नृपस्या रक्षतः प्रजाः
adharmah yosya sosyastu
अधर्मः योऽस्य सोऽस्यास्तु
yasyarya anumati gataha.
यस्यार्योऽनुमते गतः.
So the 6th sin is the other side. Bali shadbhagam udhrutya. Bali is your part. The king's part is taxes, essentially. And shadbhagam, 6th part, the income tax, as defined even from our smritis, always, is that the income tax should be 1/6 of your income. So 1/6 is about 16%. 6 and 6 are 96, roughly about 1/6 part, we can say. So about little over 16% is the tax that you should, income tax that you should pay. Balishadbhakam udrutya. So by taking that 1/6 part of income of all his people, nripasya arakshataha prajaha. He takes that for what reason? To protect them, to facilitate the amenities for them, to give them all the facilities, to construct roads, to give the ration, to build homes for homeless, to provide schools, to provide temples, to build cultural centers, to build defense and army and defense and ammunition and armored forces, to build to establish trade protocols, tariffs, etc. with other nations, international relationships. All of this is the Rupasya responsibilities. And to execute that, he collects 1/6 of everybody's income as the income tax. By taking that arakshataha, if he is rakshataha, then he is fulfilling his responsibilities. But arakshataha, not fulfilling his responsibilities. Arakshataha prajaha, yasya adharmaha, asya yaha adharmaha, saha asyastu. Whatever is that adharma, that sin of that adharma, of not executing the responsibilities of the king after collecting the taxes. Congress did that. They used to collect taxes and eat through scam, eat away, loot all the money, right? Even our US also, if we take all the Democrat governments before, they would raise the taxes and, build the heavy governments and all. And, don't do, and then favor terrorist countries, favor Palestine, favor Afghanistan, favor all of these things. Come on. That is arakshataha prajaha. Whatever is that sin, that may that afflict me. Samsrutyata tapasvibhyah.
संश्रुत्य तपस्विभ्यः
Tapasvibhyah. Satrevai yajnadakshinam.
सत्रे वै यज्ञदक्षिणाम्
Tam vipralapatam papam.
तां विप्रलपतां पापम्
Yasyaryo numati gataha.
यस्यार्यो अनुमते गतः.
So how many did we count so far? 6, right? Or 5? 6.
6.
6. Now this is the 7th one. So the 7th sin is Satre yajnadakshinam tapasvibhyah संश्रुत्य च वै तां विप्रलपतां पापं यस्य अनुमते गतः मे अस्तु, he's saying. So there is a yajna going on. In that, let's say you call 20, 30, I call 30 ritviks during the after my daughter's marriage. We called 30 ritviks from 4 Vedas to chant yajna mantras for 2 hours program. It was just so that there is a Vedic environment there, and the couple and all of us are, receiving that Vedic blessings. There, let us say I promised. Of course, I didn't promise. It was a contract from my main Purohita. But let's say we promised them saying we will give each of you 5,000, one pair of Pancha Dhovati, and some Tambulam. And then when they are leaving, Arya, Dakshinam, they will ask, and I give 3,000 rupees. And they'll say, what Arya? You promised 5,000. We, Kanthasosha, we have done shouting for so long for 2 hours, and now you are giving only 3,000. No, I didn't promise anything. That is Vipralapanam. Pralapanam is blabbering. Vipralapanam is further blabbering. Blabbering means changing your word, changing your promise, changing your contract. Originally, you said you will pay 5,000 to those Satre Yajna Dakshinam, and that too for Tapasvibhyaha, those who are doing tapasvis, unto tapasvis, Samshrutya, you made them hear. That means you promised them. You agreed to one rate of Dakshina, one price of Dakshina. Then Tam Prav Vipralapatam. Then when at the end of the job, when they come and seek the Dakshina, you say, oh, no, I didn't quote that much, I don't have that much and all. That is a sin. So Tam Vipralapatam Papam Yasyaryo Numate Gataha. Anumate Aryaha Gataha Yasya Papaha Sahame Astu, he's saying. So 7th sin. That means educated people who don't really work for money, right? They love doing Vedic activities because they have dedicated their life for the betterment. And if I keep talking today, I'll have to talk a lot more for my experiences of Kashi. I met 3 different sannyasis there, and I interviewed each one of them in the 3 days, one after another at length. Interviewed as in I asked them out of all respect to them, understand why they went to do it and all. And all 3 of them quoted the same thing. One of them said, very great one, Nan Yaro Terinjikaga. And he was a Tamilian, in fact, young Tamilian. So he said, Koham. I want to know myself, who I am. I left home at 12th year. At 12th year, he left home and became an Aga Sadhu. Then, so they were saying, I asked all of them, the consistent thing was, they do dhyana, japa, yoga. And for what purpose? And then sometimes seva. If they stay beyond 3 days at any place, they have to do seva. Because 3 days is the max a sannyasi can stay at one place. And so why do? They said for desha and dharma, not for myself. We don't do it for myself. For sannyasi, they don't even have yajna with them. So there is nothing for themselves. They have given up everything only for desha and dharma, for Bhagavan, for samashti. So such people should not be, because so they don't live for themselves. They live for others. And so it is our responsibility to take care of them. It is a grahastha's responsibility. The earning, the taxpayers, otherwise called taxpayer, because you are the earner. You earn well, so you can pay taxes. Such taxpayers should take care of these sannyasis because they don't seek money. It is our responsibility to give them. And if we don't pay them, it is a papam. So samshrutya cha tapasvibhyaha satre vai yada yajna dakshinam tam vipralapatam papam yasyaryo numate gataha. How many? 7 or 8?
7.
7. Okay. And then hastyashvaratha sambadhe
हस्त्यश्वसरथ संबाधे
yuddhe shastra samakule
युद्धे शस्त्र समाकुले
masmakarshit satam dharmam
मास्मकर्षित सतां धर्मं
yasyaryo numate gataha.
यशार्योनुमते गतः.
Hasti Ashva Ratha Sambadhe Yuddhe Shastra Samakule Masma Karshit Satam Dharmam. In the Yuddha, in a war, where filled with Shastra Samakule, with all, ammunition, Shastra, guns, swords, arrows, spears, bows, gadas, and all, right? All an ammunition. Shastra Samakule. And with various vehicles. Hasti, Ashwa, Ratha, Sambadhe. With all of this planned, thoroughly planned, and the Yuddha going on, the expectation is that Masma Karshit. May this sin be not done. May this activity be not done. What is it? If you have already planned and you are in midst of such a war, what should you not do? Yes?
Run away.
Run
Run
away.
away.
You should not run away. Running away is the biggest sin there. Vijayam va virasvargam, we say. Either you win or you die, but never run away from the battle. And Karna, the so-called great misled people who praise Karna, has run away like that several times. Anytime he's hurt, he runs away. So that is a big sin. So in such war, huh? Okay. So such sin of running away as in showing your back and escaping, not even running away, escaping out of a thoroughly planned war where so many soldiers are fighting and they are killing themselves. You as the king, you run away nicely, safely. It's a sin. Such sin may afflict me, he's saying. Eighth sin. Upadishtam susukshmartham.
Upadishtam sukshmartham.
Shastram yatnena dhimata.
Shastram yatnena dhimata.
Sa nashayatu dushtatma.
Sa nashayatu dushtatma.
Your voice is coming very breaking, Rajesh. Yasyaryo numate gataha.
Yasyaryo anumate gataha. Sorry.
So now a teacher. Susukshma artham shastram yatnena dhimata upadishtam. Dhiman is intellectual, brainy person. A teacher, great teacher. Yatnena, with all effort, with all, by spending all his energy, upadishtam, he has taught you. He has taught you, prescribed you a specific mantra and taught you the whole knowledge, whole text, whole course. Susukshma artham. Sukshma itself is finite details, subtle details. Susukshma artham, with thorough finite details, very in a thorough manner he has taught you with all his energy and effort. And if this stupid student, Dushtatma, sa nashayatu, if he breaks that, or if he goes, if he either he forgets it, or if he doesn't practice it, or he practices against it, that is a sin. Sa nashayatu dushtatma yasya arya anumate gataha tadame asame astu. Sa asya astu me, he says. So that means, and that's why we say it, Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Teacher makes us promise at the time of convocation, at the time of graduation ceremony. He says, hey, don't you ever stop this education that I gave you. Continue this education, he says. Unlike today's, we study something in college, we do something else in the job, and we forget actually what we have even studied. Because we don't see relevance, we don't see greatness in it or whatever. But we might be upgrading ourselves for whatever is required. But then whatever you learn from the teacher, that should not go waste. That means you didn't intend to study there. You have wasted the teacher's time. You wasted going to IIT in studying some industrial engineering there. Then come on what is it, GRE, etc., and do computer engineering here. Why did you waste industrial engineering seat there or a chemical engineering seat there? Like somebody else who was really interested should have studied it there. It's a sin. Susukshmartham shastram yat dhimata yatnena upadishtam सह दुष्टात्मा नाशयतु सह पापः मे अस्य अस्तु. 8th or 9th?
9th Bhagaji.
9th.
9th sin. Okay, and lot more. Machatam vyudha
Machatam Yuda Bhahyasvam. Bahvasvam.
Chandrarka samatejanam
Chandrarka Samatejanam.
Drakshid
Drakshi Dragyasthamastinam.
Asinam
Asinam.
Yasyaryo Gataha.
Yasyaryo Namate Gataha.
And also Vyudha Bahuhu Amsam. Wide Amsa is chest. Wide chested, strong body, strong armed. Chandrarka Samatejasam, with like the glory of Chandra and Arka, moon and sun, glowing like that. Such a one, Ma Drakshit Rajyastham Asinam. Such strong, abled leader should never just sit idle in his palace. And that is the sin that most of the kings later did once, slowly Europeans and British started coming in the name of helping us. Most of our kings became helpless like that, or helpless in a way, or ended up being lazy or whatever. So a king should never be lazy. Machatam vyudha bahvamsam chandrarka samatejasam drakshit, just sitting, observing only. Rajyastham asinam. If he is situated in the state, that means he is in the ruler position, may he not sit just watching from the palace. He should be on the roads, he should get the details, should meet people, meet leaders, understand things and act. If he doesn't do that and is just enjoying the royal benefits, that is a sin. Payasam krasaram chagam.
Payasam Krusaram Chagam.
Vrutha soshnatu nirghृणः.
Prutha Soshnatu Nirghrunaha.
Gurunschapyavajanatu.
Gurum Shapya Vajanatu.
Avajanatu. Gurunschapy avajanatu.
Yasyaryo Numate Gataha.
Yasyaryo namate gataha. This one, even I wanted to get some details here, so give me a minute. I'll see the details. Payasam, payaha, pakvam, krisaram, mishrita tila mudga tandulam. So, payasam means payaha or milk mixed with mishrita tila mudga tandulam, rice, dal, some lentils, mudgala, and tila, and some sesame mixed with milk. So payasam, that's how payasam is made. That such payasam, chagam is, cham means nirmalatvam agam nagachati. So that is chagam. So a payasam should never have the sesame seed in it, right? It can have rice, lentils, milk, but you should not add sesame in it. By adding that, whatever it spoils or disturbs the recipe. Nirghृणः, such sin is also obtained by gurunscha api avajanatu. One, if after obtaining all the knowledge from a guru and he doesn't respect, adore, or revere his teachers, such sin may come to me, may afflict me. गाश्च स्पृशतु पादेन
गाश्च स्पृशतु पादेन
गुरून् परिवदेत् स्वयं
गुरून् परिवदेत् स्वयं
मित्रे दृह्येत सोऽत्यन्तम्
मित्रे द्रुह्येत सोऽत्यन्तं
यस्यार्योऽनुमते गतः.
यस्यार्योऽनुमते गतः.
Were you counting, Lavanya? I lost count somewhere.
Yes, this is 11th one.
This is the 11th one. Huh? So here also he quoted three. One is Gascha Sprushatu Padena. Previously, Padena Hamtu. By hit it so hard with your boots that it might die. Even Gascha Padena Sprushatu. As I said, you should only touch it with your hand, never with your feet. Gau is such a pious, sacred being for us. And so it should only be touched at the most with the hand and never with the feet. 11th. So this is the 11th one. Gurun Parivadet Swayam. And one who talks ill of his teachers. 3. Mitre Druhyeta. Betrays a friend. Mitre Druhyeta. Saha Atyantam. That too, very badly one who betrays him. You take all his money and say, I'll take care of your stuff. Whatever, we understand that, right? Whatever is the betrayal done to a very confident friend. These three, so 11, 12 and 13. 13 so far. Yasyaryo namate gataha. There are a lot more. It's 8:45. What do you say? I think we are, and this is a long sarga. If you want, we can do it tomorrow so that we can complete this as a compensatory class of the last week, if you like.
Yes, Bhagaji. Tomorrow we can do.
Okay, so we'll continue from 32nd shloka tomorrow.
So you will be,
Ravanaji, can you say the
you'll be in
short?
Kashi tomorrow also?
What do you say? Can you all make it tomorrow?
Yeah, we
Same
can.
time? Yeah, let's do it so that we can complete this sarga and count these papams. How many papams are listed in by Bharata as saying, if I had done this consciously, may that sin afflict me, is how he has been making the vows. Yeah, Shanti Mantra, Lavanaji.
Yes, Bhagaji. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः धन्यवादाः
Sushachava Sudinanchavaha.
धन्यवादः महोदय.